It's actually kind of funny because for years and years and years, I mean, back in the 1800s and the 1200s and the 1900s, it would be funny because people would be asking, "Well, who's Lucifer? Who's this Lucifer guy? You know, who's White Star? Who's Lucifer?" And, it's kind of funny as you go around, and you ask people who Lucifer was or who Lucifer is. I mean, you'd get everything from, well, he was a pirate in the 12th century and, and he got him some gold and a beautiful girl. And the stories my people would make up, about who Lucifer was. Old Redbeard Lucifer, yeah, I know him. He lives on the street. I mean, my people had fun with me a little bit too. They would put these videos out or these things out and be like, from right there, we knew the Rodney was a cursed ship. Like making fun of my father, because because everybody would eventually find out that I named the HMS Rodney after my father. I also named a car after my mother and or Rosalie and some other stuff. Not that those people might not be Rosalie or Rodney, but basically I named them after some people because I owned America and all this other kind of stuff. Like I invented the actual components that made up that ship. I revolutionized the whole world and gave the world a new idea of what existence or civilization could be. I was like, well, it could be a lot better. And I had faith, and I gave people faith and hope. And I said I could do it, and other people thought I could do it. And some people thought it was a bluff, or that I was lying, or that they just couldn't really rationalize it. That I was a 100 trillion year old creator of 800 galaxies just visiting. From I bounce around my star systems from the different races that I created. Like I said, I created 4 or 12 races, and that led to, and eventually I was creating like whole planetary systems, galaxies, in fact, 80 galaxies at least. I did a lot of creation. And then, down here on Earth, it's just kind of like little stuff, and I was just helping out with my company. I wanted to create this company called White Star Lines, Lucifer White Star Lines. So, to kind of give myself a name, to kind of like make myself known in the world, it's just one of those my little like I have lots of little companies, and it's just like one of my little companies, one of my little pet projects. Like, oh, I think I'll do this. This would be cool, and I'll do a little transportation thing and a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and I ended up inventing a lot of stuff for my companies because it's like, well, how are we gonna do that? It's like, well, like this. So I ended up inventing a lot of stuff for my companies, and generally when you're the leader of a country or leader of a planet, you do invent for the planet. I mean, you lead your people, literally. If you don't invent it, if your people can't come up with it, then you don't have it. If you can't plow those fields or make that food, then your population isn't that high. So, and if you do wrong deals or dirty deals all the time, then you don't get that far. You don't get to be Lucifer White Star Lines, creator of 800 galaxies and 100 trillion years old. You get to be 30-some years old, nothing or whatever. And I was Lucifer White Star Lines, 100 trillion years old. Creator of, inventor of paint and investor in all kinds of different technologies and things. And, through honesty, security, caring about my people, keeping my people safe, moving my people around, having armed guards, having bulletproof cars, which actually came in handy because like a lot of people see a rich person, they're like, oh, well, there's not a rich person anymore. Go home and rape the wife and child. Like that's most people's attitude about existence and life. Just shoot someone who's rich and take their place or live in their house. And for a long time, that was basically what people did. So, I mean, just try and get away with as much as they can for as long as they can and then die. Maybe spread their seed a little bit. And it's like, well, that wasn't my way of doing things, and that's actually a really stupid way to do anything or even exist. My people, my way was, 100 trillion years, 800 galaxies. The sum total of 100 trillion years of existence and creating particles and everything to create a race to, just like, to do like these few things and to create a better existence in time and space. That's Lusifer Star, and you got to be true, you got to be honest, you got to be public, you got to be out there, and you have to, be the real thing. And then when you're all that, then yeah, I mean, when I'm 100 trillion years old and existence and all this stuff, then yeah, I snap my fingers. I mean, I'm massively wealthy, so I just snap my fingers and it's like, well, I want to do this. When you have that much momentum behind you, it's like, even when you decide to stop, when you have that much momentum behind you, it's like a freight train. It doesn't stop. It just like, it's going to keep going. Like when you get that much momentum, it just keeps going. And that's basically what happened with me in my existence in my life. I had so much momentum already with all my other life forms. Like I said, 4 other life forms that I created and particles and existence and everything. So even when I died and everything else, like I had this huge wave of momentum already going that was already basically me just basically being a better creator, a better this, it's just the way I did it. I just didn't feel any need to lie or cheat or steal or kill. I mean, I was just like, I am the real thing. So, why? Why not just be real? So I was real, and I am the real Lucifer, and I am all that. And so, like, even when they were trying to kill me, it's like, it's not stopping. It's not going to stop. And then I do Panama, and it's like, even more, just like, humans on Earth are like, like I said, all that material from Panama went to one of 4 or 5 huge smelters, and basically they're using radiation and nuclear power to smelt rock, and I mean, it's like one of those like Lord of the Rings thing where it's like this huge legacy of stuff, where I'm, I have other races with me too and stuff. So I mean, even with all the problems, even with people actively trying to blow up the world, actively trying to kill people, I barely even felt it. It was like a little speed bump. I didn't even notice it at first. It wasn't until later, and then I'm like, wait, and if I hadn't gone wait, then I would probably be dead right now. But I went, whoa, what's going on? And back up, where's the problem? And then we started to see all these little problems, because, and with my kind of money, with my kind of power, like I can find out whatever is going on that's wrong and be like, all right, we don't have that problem anymore, and then, you can continue on, and it becomes, that's what a creator does. When a creator is in existence and there's problems like where things just won't change and you just can't fix it, well, you have to find a way to fix it. And that's how sometimes it's like, well, that person needs to die, that person needs to die, that person's freaking crazy and needed to die a long time ago. And that's kind of what happened. What started to happen is that, and what it came down to is basically like JFK, Richard Nixon, and a couple other people were just like, who gives a fuck? We're in power now. Drive it like it's hot. And like I said, Richard Nixon was planning on going, because he knew that everything that he did, he would be found out. He was going to be found out. And there's no, so the only way that he could get away with as much and not be punished is basically by killing everyone. Or something like that. That's best I can figure. Like I say. Because like I say, I did build Europe, and then I built this side. So, and that's all trackable in business and stuff. I'm massively wealthy. So, I mean, and Rodney did his own stupidity thing anyway. Like I said, I named the HMS Rodney after Rodney. I named a car after Rosalie. So, just I thought it'd be nice. Just being nice. So, because they had been pretty cool with me or whatever, and so anyway.